Kevin Porter Jr. is an athletic, young, shot-creating wing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was taken with the 30th pick in the 2019 NBA draft. Porter Jr. is a bright spot for this young Cavs team, and as a rookie, he showed a lot of promise and potential that he can grow into something special for this Cavs team. Kevin Porter Jr. last season as a rookie, he averaged 10 points, 2.2 assists, and 3.2 rebounds on 44% from the field, 33% from 3, and 72% from the free throw line. He had a usage percentage of 20.5% in 23 minutes a game. His true shooting percentage on the season is 53%. In terms of scoring, the area where Kevin Porter's shots came from, or his shot frequency in this chart, shows that Porter has a good balance of scoring at the rim, which is at 36%, the mid-range, which is at 31%, and a three-point line, which is at 33%. Porter Jr. shot more above the break rather than the corners from threes last season, as his frequency in non-corner threes is at 25%. All these stats are from cleaning the glass, and it shows that Porter Jr. has that good balance of where he takes his shots. He will attack the defense at any area, and he really just works with what he gets on the court. Porter Jr.'s athleticism and ability to get to the rim and finish are some of his biggest strengths, as he has been able to at times completely rise up and put players on posters and just constantly attacking the rim. From the chart previously, most of Porter Jr.'s shots came at the rim at 36% frequency, and he shot it at 66% at the rim, which ranks among wing players in the 75th percentile according to Cleaning the Glass. Kevin Porter's ability to get to the rim and string together dribble moves, keeping his defenders on their heels, has really been able to help him get to the rim and finish efficiently from there. He uses hesitation moves. He can go slow to quick, constantly using left to right dribbles to lull his defenders to sleep, then just quickly driving it in on them. He can open up defenders and just get them moving to his side, where he can just bump them and finish at the rim easily. He can explode and finish with either hand, absorb contact, and he has that first step which he utilizes to just blow by his opponents. He also shows off some really acrobatic layups. He welcomes and initiates contact, and this is encouraging to see, as a lot of the elite players of the game excel at this. He possesses the tools to be a high-level slasher for years and years to come. And he possesses the ability to work off ball and not having to be extremely ball dominant in getting his shots, as he can dash to the rim, and with his skill as a leaper, he could be a lob threat in the open court. And what we'll see later is his ability to spot up for jump shots also. He is also a transition threat, and this is where a good amount of his dunks and finishes came from. He runs the floor well and has shown the potential to where he can take the ball and just go coast to coast. With his ability to get to the rim and absorb contact, he has still only been able to get limited foul calls, as he attempts around 2 free throws a game. But he is a rookie, and as he gets more respect as a slasher, he will start to see more calls go his way. Porter Jr. is an impressive shot creator, and with his ability to get to the rim, he's also able to create jump shot opportunities for himself. His ability to create space was one of his more impressive skills as a rookie. He prefers to use step backs to create space for jumpers, or a quick sidestep pull-up, as well as a hang dribble into a jumper. He took a good amount of pull-up jumpers last season. As stated previously, 31% of Porter's shots comes from the mid-range area, and he really hasn't been able to convert these shots at a good rate. According to Cleaning the Glass, he shoots it at 31% from mid-range. He has shown the ability to get his shot off, but he just hasn't been able to convert shots in the mid-range. Ideally, you would want to shoot it around 40% from mid-range. If these shots are not falling consistently, they are looked to be bad shots, especially if Porter can just instead score from the rim, where he is more efficient at. There should be no problems working and scoring around the mid-range. It's just you have to be much more efficient there. But with much more reps and experience, these shots will fall in the future. Getting his shot off is not a problem. He just has to be consistent knocking these down. As a three-point shooter, Porter Jr. shot at 33%, and although this is a below the average percentage, there is reason to believe that Porter is actually at least a 35% three-point shooter. As a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter, he shot it at 40% on around 1.6 attempts, and as a pull-up shooter, he shot at 25% on 1.4 attempts. He takes around 3 threes a game, and he has a good balance of attempting pull-up shots and catch-and-shoot shots. But as we see here, his pull-up shooting has really killed his percentage. He's already promising as a catch-and-shoot shooter and just spotting up, as he looks like he is much more in rhythm and balance in those situations. But his pull-up shooting really kills his percentage. He's already good at getting his shot off and pulling up into a three-point shot. It's just not dropping for him. Spotting up for shots, it's fine for him. From NBA stats, he ranked in the 79th percentile in spot-up shots. As time progresses, he should be a much more efficient shooter overall. Porter Jr. looks like he's going to be a secondary ball handler for now. He has shown potential in his playmaking, but it's not all too there just yet. His decision making is still questionable, and he just isn't there yet to be a main ball handler for this team and to create for others. Now, Porter is a willing passer, but at times he does suffer from some tunnel vision, which hurts his ability to create for others. With his ability as a shot creator and growing in that area, there should be optimism of him becoming a better playmaker overall. He hasn't made much high-level reads, but has made much more simpler reads. He still has to grow learning how to drive and kick, as well as operating the pick and roll. All stats here are from PBP stats, and in this chart, it shows that the total of where Porter's assists comes from. Porter dished out 54 of his total assists at the rim, 27 of them came from mid-range, and 28 of his assists came from 3. He has really been a good passer when it comes to dishing the ball inside to a big or a dump-off pass, which is good. He's going to draw a lot of attention when that help defender comes over to take away his shot, and he has been able to get these passes inside to teammates very well. His passing can get sloppy and at times just forces passes in. He had 51 bad passes last season according to Basketball Reference, and close to 2 turnovers last season. But as I said, he is a willing passer and capable. But in terms of creating for his teammates consistently, he still has much more to grow in that area. His decision making with the ball in his hands can use some growth, does tend to take long mid-range shots or just force shots in and miss open teammates. He does show more promise being a guy to make those extra passes to teammates and the ability to notice mismatches and get it to his teammates with those mismatches. I think with more time and as his teammates grow and getting more games under his belt, everything will just come more and more natural to him, and he can go out there and look to get you at least 5 assists a game. Again, he isn't a main ball handler yet, but is capable of and can certainly grow into one as his scoring improves and his playmaking improves. Defensively, Porter has been up and down this season, but with his athleticism, active hands, and strength, he should really evolve and become a much better defender in time. Now, he did struggle being a consistent on-ball defender. There were times where he would just beat off the dribble and he couldn't really just stay in a defensive stance and stand his ground against players. He doesn't always fight through screens and stay active in a play. His interest on defense shifts from time to time, but when locked in, he shows potential to be an aggressive on-ball defender. He's not all too disciplined on defense yet, but through good coaching and experience, he can really clean this up. He did get 46 steals in total last season just by reading passing lanes and picking off passes or just stripping ball handlers. His off-ball defense is good. As stated, he does a good job picking off steals. He does look to help a lot and does get in position to force turnovers and just comes over and challenges shots. He does have a tendency to ball watch and does overhelp, but his off-ball production for the most part has been good for this Cavs team. Kevin Porter projects to be a high-level shot-creating wing who can grow into a two-way level wing. He did show a lot of promise with the Cavs last season in his games, and he is a really bright spot for this young Cavs team. The Cleveland Cavaliers next season is going to be an improved team, and Porter will help in the Cavs' improvement as a team. That'll wrap it up for this video. If you did like the video, please do give it a like as well as subscribe. I do more player analysis like these on the channel, so if you like this video, you will like my other videos. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching this video.